First, I want to thank my staff, and I want to thank these wonderful tents because we come prepared. And what better day? It would have been a very different event if these tents hadn't been here. So thank you, park staff. Thank you, Marty, for making sure we have covering. It's always good to be a Boy Scout and to be well prepared. So thank you. So what a beautiful day to celebrate the future of Ennis Playground. It may not look much right now, but by this time next year, this playground will be fully transformed. You're now seeing work in progress, and I love to see the dirt. That means that work is underway. From you seeing the broken pipes, and you will not believe what this will look like when it is done. But I want to just recognize those who made this transformation possible. First and foremost, we want to thank Mayor Bill de Blasio. We certainly want to thank the Brooklyn Borough President, Eric Adams. And, of course, your beloved City Council member, Brad Lander. We want to thank all of them for securing the much-needed $3 million to renovate this playground. And so you know, when we do renovations now, we call them Playground Plus. They're not just playgrounds, but now they become these outdoor green spaces that people of all ages too can enjoy. I'd also like to acknowledge from Community Board 6, we have Sayer Laniel and Mike Reciopo is also here with us. Please raise your hand so we can acknowledge you. We also want to acknowledge, very important, because these are the folks that make sure projects are on time and on budget, our contractor, Vernon Hills. Let's give them a round of applause. Don't know if they're here, but from the 76th Precinct, Captain Megan O'Malley. Also want to recognize our Parks Enforcement Patrol to make sure everyone follows our park rules. We have 2 of our PEP officers here. Also a shout out to the Gowanus Canal Conservancy for coming out. And as well as our dedicated Capitol team and the Borough team led by the happiest commissioner in New York City, Marty Maher. So by next summer, Ennis Playground will look like a totally different playground. It will include brand new play equipment for all ages, including swings, a multi-purpose synthetic turf, and perimeter walking path, so you can now play here 12 months out of the year. And there'll be areas in the shade where you can sit and relax, and we'll have more welcoming entrances and so much more. The design of the new improved Ennis Playground was dreamed up by the public at a public input meeting with community members who use this playground every single day, which means you, the community, have been a part of the process from day one. We needed to make sure that we were creating a space that fit all of your needs, and with your help, I know we can achieve that. And now I would like to bring up your Borough President, Eric Adams.
Thank you, Mitch and Marty and the entire team, and really the applause really must go out to your council person. He just really understood this project, and he, just harassed the heck out of me to come up with the money. But it's exciting, and the commissioner, we have traveled around the borough, and I cannot thank him enough for just getting it and understanding the power of green space, open space, and see beyond that. These are not mere parks. They're places where relationships grow, where families have the opportunities to come out and break out of our comfort zone and compel us to really cross-pollinate, not only the flowers, but the different interaction with different cultures and different groups. Our children understand this is the great equalizer. When you're in the park, it doesn't matter if you are a banker, if you sit behind in the backseat of a chauffeur limousine, or if you're driving a limousine. You are forced to come here and enjoy nature. Nature does something to us. It allows us really to reconnect and understand the power of growth, of planting those seeds, of families coming together and just celebrating the diversity of this borough. 47% of Brooklynites speak a language other than English at home. This is just amazing when you really think about it and how we can continue to grow. And so every time we do a ribbon cutting Every time we take those ceremonial tossing of dirt, every time we have families come together and sit down and use your dollars. These are not our dollars. These are your dollars, the capital dollars, coming back into our community in a very real way. We're just doing the right thing. So I want to just thank the entire team for coming together, and the park is becoming part of some of the overflow water drainage. So it's only befitting today, with all the rain that we saw, that the park is going to be doing its job. So thank you, families, parents, children. This is going to be a great park, and it's a great way to use our capital dollars. Again, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Commissioner.
I'm about to introduce the council member, but I am sure the borough president, as well as the council member, understand the importance of staying healthy, regardless of your age. If you're a young person, you want to learn to live a healthy lifestyle. If you're a parent, you want to stay healthy for your children. If you're a grandparent, you want to stay healthy and be a role model for the entire family. And I know this is something the borough president believes in. I know the council member believes in it. The council member is an avid runner. If you did not know, I'm running my first marathon this year. This week, I'm halfway through the training at 16 weeks. And so I can tell you about 3 years ago, I couldn't run a mile without huffing and puffing. And now I can run a long way and not get tired. And so to a fellow runner, but these public spaces for us to get healthy and connect, as the borough president said. So without further ado, now I would introduce Councilmember Brad Lander.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. It's great to have you here with us in Ennis Playground. We know you're in Brooklyn a lot, but especially this week for City Hall in your borough in Brooklyn Week. It's a treat to have you here. There are a lot of good stories that we're celebrating today. We are celebrating Marty, Maher, and Davy's preparedness, having us under this tent, but now we're celebrating that the sun is out, and if only I had walked over a few minutes earlier or a few minutes later, I wouldn't have gotten soaked on the walk from my office over here. And obviously we're celebrating the groundbreaking for the rebirth of a dynamite new playground. We're maybe at an even deeper level really celebrating a set of partnerships that are reflected in how we got here. There are a lot of stakeholders to this playground, and thinking about how to navigate it in a way that's going to work for everyone really involves some work. So the commissioners spoke to the fact that there was a community process for getting to this design. But I really want to give Marty some props, because this was a situation where that was a couple of step process, because the first time they came back with a design, some of the neighbors said, that's not the one that's going to work for us. And the team went, and you know, I will say this, and I think some folks know this, it looked like that might be the kind of issue where you get like two sides, right? Where there's two ways of seeing it, and like you can satisfy one side or the other side. Sometimes that happens in our public life. But Marty and Davey and their team went back to the drawing board, and they came back with a design that everybody was happier with. And it wasn't like one side or the other. Everybody recognized that the plan that was put forward was better as a result. And that really is rooted in a lot of great work by some folks I want to sort of recognize and appreciate. We're joined by Esther Robinson, one of the great users of the park, although Otis is not here today. Paul Basile and the Gowanus Alliance have been helpful stewards of this playground and put their own, all right, yes, he's got his own ovation. Gowanus Alliance, which is the business alliance in the industrial business zone that we're standing in the middle of, have put resources into doing cleanups and getting people out here in Gowanus, in Ennis Playground, and making sure we were on path to improve it. The commissioner mentioned Gowanus Canal Conservancy, and Andrea Parker is here, who has done such a job mobilizing us to think of Gowanus as a place we want to take care of together, right? When they started the Gowanus Canal Conservancy, it wasn't a place where people would have thought, I want to act as a steward of the trees and the planted life. And they've built an extraordinary community. Actually, just last week, we celebrated the graduation of the second class of their Gowanus Green Team, a group of young people from nearby public housing and from the neighborhoods nearby who learn about how to be stewards of trees and the expanded tree pits that are helping make sure we reduce the CSOs into the canal and taking care of the environment here. So a great set of partners. We're joined by Kim Maher from Old Stone House, who also is both in Washington Park, but really for the greater Gowanus area, part of our stewardship. Look at this, is fun. Wow, all right. Yeah, seriously. Or this is like an interactive playground where the kids will get to jump over the... Don't do that if any of the young people that are here. We don't have the liability insurance for log rolling. The community board has been a great partner as well. So Mike Racciopa's here, and Sire, and Glenn Kelly, who's not here, but the chair of the Parks Committee, and Mark Shames, and folks that have really contributed. I'm going to give a shout out to Ben Meskin, block resident, longtime resident, care about the slope, who was made his voice heard and helped us get to the doing even better plan in this process. Catalyst. All right, that's a good word. All right. So, the borough president is such a good partner in our parks, and I appreciate his joking about how much nudging, and of course this was important to me and to you, expressed in participatory budgeting, but he has been such a lean forward partner in working with us on all our parks and recognizing what matters to people, and we're lucky to have him as a partner, so thank you. And of course the Parks Department, who, it's amazing what they take care of when you think about it. When you imagine the magnitude of the parks in this borough, and each one has this community of people that feel very, very passionately about it. Each stitch of ground like this is sacred. We love it. We take care of it. It matters just where the things are going to go and how it's tended. And of course, there are how many of those just in Brooklyn? 877. So just in Brooklyn. So anyway, to be able to work with us on a design and redevelopment process to help us figure out what's necessary to continue through all the challenges of these planning and capital projects, and then to help take care of them over time, that's really a tremendous, tremendous feat. And let's just say a big thank you to Commissioner Silver and Commissioner Maher and the whole team. It's a big team. We're always thanking these guys, and they deserve it. But obviously, they've got so many people who are involved in doing both the planning and redevelopment work, and then the taking care of and maintenance and stewardship work. And we're lucky for it. What Brooklyn is, thanks to the ways we work together with their leadership and support, is pretty special. And finally, and then we'll get on to the shoveling. I do want to just note what a moment this is and where we are in our broader work in Gowanus. And in some ways our work to improve and take care of the parks together and get it right through some tough challenges of planning, I think can reflect our broader approach to the whole Gowanus area, which is a place that we know we can achieve more in. We can, in a place that's around a polluted canal, in a low-lying area, on a planet where the waters are rising, in a place that has this complex industrial past and a shifting sands and rising real estate values, we can come out with a place that reflects our shared values, that's rooted in sustainability and resiliency, that we make more inclusive so more people can be part of living in and celebrating this place, that offers jobs, that preserves its mixed-use character, that we're right here in the middle of the industrial business zone celebrating a new playground, but that also makes room for more people at a real diverse range of incomes. That diversity that the borough president spoke of can be part of celebrating, that balances what we're preserving and what we're building, and does it in a way that even though different people have different points of view, and sometimes it feels like one side or the other's got to win, that at the end of the day, we can come to something that truly reflects a broadly shared set of values. And we're doing that here today, and we're making a lot of progress on Gowanus, on the broader Gowanus area as well. So So let's hear it for all the people that are doing that work together. Toward that end, I want to shout out Catherine Zanell from my office, who is our Gowanus planner organizer extraordinaire. So thank you, Catherine, for all that work. So that's a lot to celebrate, and I'm looking forward to getting to it. So thank you guys all very, very much for making this day possible and being here to do it together.
Before I turn over to Commissioner Maher, I do want to just let you know we do have a group called Partnership for Parks. Hannah, raise your hand. We are resources to help you if there's a community group, want to start a friends group to help be good stewards of this park. You can reach out to Hannah as soon as we are done. Now let me turn it over to close this out to the happiest commissioner in New York City, Marty Maher.
Thank you, Commissioner, and thank all the partner groups and the Community Board 6. If you're on Councilmember Landau, the Borough President's staff, just put your hand in the air. So these folks have the hotline, the red and the green line to my office, Catherine too, and they are always on point, and these two gentlemen really do care about parks and make parks happen. So give it up for the Borough President, the council member, and their great staff. Want to thank George Bethesda. He's the resident engineer right back there. Wave, George. He's taking care of it too. Mike Graciopo, we said already, thank you, Mike, for your partnership. And our regional manager, Denise Palmer. And the person who's in charge of the people taking care of here, our amazing and dynamic manager, Libby Fernandez. Where's Libby? Give a nice wave, Libby, so everybody knows who you are. She'll make sure we take care of this. Jamar McNeil, Henry Reyes, Mary Whitkey, and Chief of Staff Davey Ives and his team, Chris Yandoli, Jim Morris, Camille Griffith, Ron Taylor, Andrew Newman, and of course Hannah Basio from Partnerships of Parks. And you really do have to thank I've been here 34 years, so I've been around. I've seen 6 or 7 park commissioners. I broke all of their spirits. But the best one we really ever had is Mitchell Silva. He has such vision and drive. Give it up for our boss.
Now it's time to break some mud. I mean, ground.
Ennis Playground.
Oh, I know we're doing dirt. Okay.
Oh, all right. We don't have. Let the first team go first, so we don't. All right, yeah, we can get out of the.